Hello traders, welcome to the Trading with Market and Volume Profile course. My name is Gabriel, and in this course we're going to be going over the concepts and definitions as well as strategies that I have learned and developed and used in my own trading in the futures, crypto, and forex market. So if you're familiar with my YouTube channel and my other courses and strategies, you know that I'm a huge fan of the volume profile tool. And I have two other courses that are dedicated to price action, volume profile, as well as an order flow day trading course. In that order flow course, I do have a section dedicated to some general concepts of market profile. However, after speaking with followers and just requests that I've been having, I decided, why don't I put together an entire course focused exclusively on using the TPO charts or market profile in conjunction with volume profile, as I always do, and just basically concentrate on this trading strategies on their own. Okay, so this video I'm gonna go over just a general introduction and talk about all the different chapters and topics that we're gonna be covering, as well as I'm going to briefly go through the Sierra template that is going to be available for download. On this introduction page, you should see a file with the extension .cht that is called PABT MP course. So that one, it's going to be, let me bring up this window here. So this is a file explorer, and you can see right here that file, you can download it. And then if you have Sierra chart installed on your system, you're gonna go into local disk /Sierra chart /data folder, and then you're just going to copy that CHT file in there. And then the next time that you open Sierra chart, you're just gonna put open chart book. Let me go right here. You just go to file, open chart book, and then down here you just go down the list, and you're just gonna find that this file, the PABT MP course, and click open, and then this is what you are going to get. Okay, so this chart book, I'm gonna keep continuously upgrading it and updating it as I'm recording the course, because if I think that there's something useful to add to it, I'm gonna keep putting it in. But basically you can see down at the bottom you have your whole bar of all the different charts that we're going to have included here. So I'm not going to go too deep into everything now, because I'll be covering this as the course progresses. But you can see we have a 5-minute chart with the split futures sessions, with a opening range, with a session volume profile indicator, with a session VWAP, and a timer. We have a 30-minute chart with the daily split sessions. You're going to see that the 30-minute chart is going to be very important when we talk about market profile. I have a 1-hour chart as well, a daily chart, a weekly chart. This is all, by the way, preset to the E-mini S&P 500 market. This is the current contract for March 2024, but you can change whatever symbol you want on this chart. If you trade another market, you just come to chart settings, and then under symbol, you just go here, you click select, and you have a whole list of markets to look for that you can change. All the charts are already linked, so that if you change the symbol on any of these charts right here, then it's going to change all the other time-based charts as well. Okay, and then over here we have a market profile chart with split sessions for the ES, a market profile chart with a whole daily profile on the ES. Then I have a session split profile for NASDAQ, a whole day profile for NASDAQ, and then I got a daily market profile for Euro US dollar, a daily market profile for gold, and a daily market profile for Bitcoin. But again, this is all customizable. I recommend that after you install this on your system, if you are going to use Sierra Chart, because you don't have to, but after you install it, just make a copy of the file and you can play around and customize it. You can change the symbols on all these charts. You can add different indicators if you wish, etc. Okay, so that's pretty much the Sierra chart template that I'm going to be using to record this entire course. All the examples and strategies and things that I'm going to talk about are going to be used through this template. Now, with that said, you do not have to use Sierra Chart in order to take advantage of this course. TradingView, in fact, recently released a market profile indicator, which even though it is a little bit limited at the moment as it is in beta stage, they're continuously updating it. I have videos on YouTube about it, and I also have a lot of YouTube guides as well on Sierra Chart. So make sure you follow and you're subscribed to my YouTube channel there, because there is an entire playlist dedicated to tutorials for Sierra Chart and TradingView, okay? I don't want this course, the purpose of this course is not going to be a trading platform tutorial. What we're going to talk about is market profile, volume profile, and their definitions, strategies, etc. to use with it. But any platform that you use that has these indicators, that's all you're going to need. You can use NinjaTrader, Jigsaw, MotiveWave, Xtrade Pro, ExoCharts online, which I know ExoCharts is very popular with crypto traders, etc. Okay, so any professional trading platform is going to have these indicators that you can use. Okay, so now let's just quickly go through the units or chapters for this course. So we're in the introduction and Sierra chart template walkthrough right now. After that, we're going to talk about what is market profile and a brief history of how it came about. Then we're going to talk about the advantages of using market profile. And again, this is not a tool that I think you should just use completely on its own. I think for me, at least, it works best when I use it as confluence with other indicators such as volume profile, with price action, etc. Chapter 4, we're going to talk about auction market theory, which is the root of market profile and explains how we're going to be analyzing these charts, balance and imbalance. And then also I'll go through a lesson on volumes and liquidity just to have a better understanding of what moves the markets. Then we're going to talk about the two main market participants as defined by market profile principles. Chapter 6, we're going to be talking now specifically about TPO charts, which TPO charts are going to be basically this right here. This is what we know as market profile, is going to be this charts that you see with all the blocks, or you can also look at it with letters as well. So we're going to go over all the characteristics and all the theory and things you need to know about the TPO charts, their value area, point of control, how you can split them, etc. Then after that, we're going to be talking about the initial balance, which this is something that is very important to track because a lot of those trading strategies that we're going to cover with market profile are going to be based off of the initial balance measurement. The initial balance will vary by markets regarding what times we're going to look for, but it basically constitutes the first hour of the trading session. Then we're going to look at the market profile versus volume profile, the differences and characteristics that they both share. Then on unit number 9, we're going to talk about the TPO chart elements, the failed auction, excess, poor highs, lows, singles, ledges. Chapter 10, we're going to talk about the TPO day types, okay? So again, this is going to be based off of how we see the market opening, and this is going to help us to figure out a trading strategy then for the next day or for that session. Then we're going to talk about the TPO open types, okay, and this is going to be again very related to the initial balance as well as to the previous session profiles. Then on lesson number 12, we're going to talk about market profile composites. This is something very unique to market profile theory, and it is when you take several volume profiles and you combine them to create a macro profile, which then you can use basically to look for big value areas. And then that's going to be a lot, we can use that in a lot of our trading strategies. Then we're going to go on chapter 13 with the 5 auction market theory rules. So this is going to be very important. This is going to go over the 5 different ways that price is going to move and interact within the TPO charts, and then how we can form trading plans around it. Chapter 14, we're going to go over the steps that I take in my own trading when I'm looking at my daily trade plan, making all my analysis to be ready for the next trading session. This is the entire process and the steps that I take to go from a weekly down to a intraday, like a low time frame chart, and how I use volume profile as well as market profile in order to then form all my trading thesis, and helps me to lay out what my plan is going to be. And then chapter 15, we're going to talk about several trade strategies using TPO, market profile charts, and volume profile. So I'm going to split this into several chapters so we can dedicate one different chapter to each of these strategies. And as always, with my courses, I am constantly upgrading them. I want to bring you the best value possible. So, as the months go by, if I see there's something that will be valuable to add to the course to reinforce some of these learnings or new concepts that might be useful for you, then I'll be adding those things into the trade strategies session. And then finally, on chapter 16, it'll just be a conclusion where we're just going to go over a very quick recap and then just, any final points that I want to get across for you. Okay. Now remember, obviously, everything that I share here is all for educational purposes. Nothing here constitutes financial advice. I'm just sharing with you all my years of studying, experience, trading the markets, finding out what works and what doesn't. And I just want to show you all these different tools and strategies that you can use with volume, with market profile and volume profile. Okay, so that's it for the introduction. If you need any questions or anything, you have my email address here as well. I definitely recommend, going through the course once, probably more than one time, as repetition always reinforces concepts and might clear up some of your doubts. But I am always available if you have any questions. Remember you can send me an email with your Discord username, and I'll send you an access link so you can join the student Discord server to interact with other course students, as well as you can also ask me questions directly over there if you need more clarification with concepts, etc. Okay, so that's it. I'm very excited to have you here. Thank you for joining, and let's get started.